Hey you guys, it's Mystic Soul Sister, and today first, I've been trying for like the last week to really collect some ideas and thoughts that I wanted to put into a video to say. And it's not that I was struggling with coming up with ideas, I was having too many ideas. And so I've recorded a couple videos kind of venting or sharing my feelings and my thought process. But I think ultimately, the one thing that I really want to say in this moment, in the times that we're going through right now, is I feel all the tremendous amount of love that has been coming out of this. I feel like we are heading in a more positive direction as a collective, where we are saying we are not going to accept the bullshit. We are not accepting hate. We are not accepting anything that is not from love. And I love that. I think that now is a tremendous time to be alive. With that being said, I have been to a couple of protests now, and just seeing all of the wonderful signs, and some of those signs are hella funny or heart-wrenching, very meaningful, very powerful messages that I've been seeing. And some ideas that I wanted to share with that is a lot of the times when we are in this moment, sometimes it comes from a place of anger. I mean, rightfully so. We have a right to be angry, when we constantly are being killed for things out of our own control. And so anger and, a lot of emotions. And those are usually the voices that are the loudest, because we as humans are very emotional beings, very emotional creatures. That is one of the frequencies that we are able to tune into the easiest and for us to read the easiest. And so with that, a lot of the times we say things to, make the statement. One of my signs that I was making, I wanted to put no justice, no peace. Because I'm a firm believer of that. Until all of the officers that I know that a lot of the protests and a lot of the articles and news coverage have been citing that George Floyd's death is, was the starting fire for, the movements to be starting right now, as they've been happening. And that's been a lot of the focus has been on that case and the situation with the officers there. But these protests, these marches, these movements aren't going to go away until the system is redesigned and designed by the people who live in this country, not by the people who are trying to control it. And so I hope that everyone understands that this isn't just about the deaths that have come before or to prevent ones, from later. It's literally about this whole system that is corrupted that must be rectified. And until that happens, I mean, yeah, this is the new normal. This is what it's going to come in different forms. It could come in protesting and boycotting. You see all these companies are changing, hundreds of year old traditions, things that should have been changed a long time ago. So the question is, did you know that the origins of these things were racist and just kept it pushing? Or some people are a victim of ignorance, you know? Aunt Jemima, the pancake and syrup, you know, I thought everyone knew that she origined from a racist stereotype of the Mammy. But these companies do. They know those things because there had to be that one white guy that's like, why is the face of our product a black woman? I'm sure. And they were like, well, see what happened was it used to be racist and funny. People used to buy that shit because it was racist. And that's why they continue to have, that's why they continue to sell it because people like it. People like all the packaging of it. People like that was a black woman that was on the food, you know, that made them feel like, oh, this is going to be good because an older black woman made it. This was a Mammy made it. Mammies were like they were the actual person who pretty much took care of the home, the family. You know, they took care of the white family. That was the Mammy. That was the woman that they would have in the house to raise their children. And then the children would love this woman and grow up with her. And then as the children grew older, they would teach them to hate her for being black. Isn't that some fucked up shit? That's so fucking crazy. They literally, the woman would feed, a Mammy would feed a white woman's children on her breast. On her breast. Like she would feed her own, but she couldn't feed them from the same breast because obviously, you know, caucasity, it's white logic. I don't know. But she would feed the white babies from her own breast. If you are a mother, if you have breastfed, I don't know if I've ever experienced anything as close as breastfeeding my child. So white women would trust this black woman to have that experience with their children, to raise their children, teach them, bathe them. The white kids half the time wouldn't know that black lady was not their mother. And up until they're a certain age, a white lady would let their child think that. Because the responsibility, they didn't have it. They didn't have to take care of the kid. But then if it seemed like, you know, if it was a jealous mother and the child would prefer the Mammy, then the mother would act out against the Mammy for the child, liking the woman who takes care of them more. And so that is that kind of stereotype. That's what the Mammy role was. And, you know, they would cook for the family and clean the home and all that things. And so if you have been growing up with this idea or this image of this person that's so nurturing, this person that is supposed to take care of you, this person that makes your meals, that feeds you literally off their own breasts, that's a trusting person. You have a lot of trust in that energy. You're going to have a lot of trust in images of that, portrayal of that, aka that's what you get with Aunt Jemima pancake mix. And so I know it seems like, oh, I'm digging into it, but that's how this works. That's how they think. That's how they program us. In the background, in the distance, far away, where you're not paying attention. That's why social media is so fucking bright. Why else do we need to be on it so much? Why does everyone want us on their shit? Why is Netflix and Hulu want us on their shit? Why is no one focusing or pushing the facts that our kids don't read books no more? I just started reading a book. I promised myself 2020 I was going to read a book every month. And I normally read books on my phone, ebook, whatever. That counts. I'm reading a book for the first time and I can't even tell you how long. And it's not because I don't have time. And it's not because I can't get a book. It's because I'm so distracted. Just a little bit at a time. We have to focus. They've been playing this game a lot longer than we've been focusing. It's not that they had a head start. It's just that while they playing the game, we're looking over here. We cannot do this anymore. Actually, I can't say we cannot do this anymore. We aren't. We are paying attention now, and we're coming full force. This shit is real. This is life right now. All these racist people coming out, hidden races, and this is just phase one. We're going to dig even deeper because a lot of people aren't going to realize the things that they do are even racist. They're going to have to check their privilege. They're going to have to check their mama's privilege. They're going to have to check the loved one's privileges, the spouse, the children. Everyone's going to have to be checking everybody. It's not just a matter of you versus me or black versus white or white people need to do better. We all need to do better. We are all failing right now. Because if more of us were doing better, then more of us would do better. Seriously, it is a collective energy. We all have to do better. If we want better now, time is an illusion. There is no past. There was no future. We just have the moment right now. I'm not going to sit here and say we need to make things better for the future because the future will never come. There was only the present. And until we get shit right here, right now, there is no future to go to. The future is us changing things right now. Changing things right now so when I wake up in the morning and my daughter is 10 years old and she's going off to school, I don't have any worries that some kid is going to pick on her because she's darker than everybody else. I don't want to worry about that. If someone's not going to like my kid, it's going to be because she's an asshole and not because she's brown. She's not, though. She's a sweetheart. She is. And she's going to always be sweet because she's mommy's girl. But some kids are. That's kind of just the thing, especially 10-year-olds. Ugh, I remember being 10. Anyways, I don't want to get off topic. We have to do better. And we have to do better now. We can't say we're going to do it later. We have to do it now. And I am the first person to admit that I feel like I hadn't been participating as much in my community as I seemed that I was. I could do better, and I am doing better. And I didn't start saying I'm going to do better. I just started fucking doing it. And that is not something that I'm doing for a movement or a moment. I'm doing this for my life. I'm really am redesigning the way my family lives in order to start supporting my community more. Because everybody else's community supports them. The Latino community, the Asian community, the Asian Pacific Islander community, they all are very supportive of each other, and not in any way to make anyone else feel excluded. I have family that are a part of all types of different nationalities and things, and I've been to parties and events thrown by all types of nationalities, and I love that because I've always felt like I get to experience a little piece of that world. And everyone's always super generous, super kind, super loving. But they have their own community with that they buy things, that they shop, that they exchange money and energy with in order to grow their community. And this is something that as Black people, even though we've been in this country as long as white people, we don't have that same sense of community because of the acts of racism in the past. Things like burning down Black Wall Street. That's something that I've been looking a lot more into that's very interesting. But things like that. Things like the voting laws that would keep Black people from being able to vote due to not being able to read. So they would have to pass like a literacy test. All those types of things, all sort of things that they do to disenfranchise the black man, that they do to hold the black family back. It's all in their fucking little system for some reason. And that is why in today, it's harder to find black communities or black businesses that have been able to thrive and survive due to the amount of racism that is literally legally designed into a lot of the systems that we have to use to operate in the daily life. Things like car loans, rent, business loans. You get denied or approved whether or not, of your skin color. It's not just about, the credit score part of things, which even that in itself it's all underlining. It is all underlining. And the deeper you dig, the sicker it gets. It's disgusting. It's disgusting what they have managed to get away with, the crimes against black people in this country. It is absolutely disgusting. It's the reason why I chose and I made sure I had a black midwife when I was pregnant, because black women die very high rates during childbirth due to honestly, just like the lack of believing they're in pain. Like this, a lot of cases have been, they just don't believe women, they're actually in as much pain as they're in. And I've experienced that firsthand when I was pregnant. I made sure I had to have a black midwife because I don't feel like I can trust my other doctors I've had before haven't been white, but they haven't been black either. And even then I didn't feel like I was able to get the honest truth about things. And so, yeah, it's sick. It's absolutely sick. And I will suggest everyone do your research. Honestly, do your research. Look into things that you question and don't just accept everything you see on Facebook or Instagram. Dig, dig, dig. Today we found out that Beethoven is black. I got to dig a little bit into that. But I mean, with the hair and all of that, I could see it. I could see it. I could see it. So, make sure you do your research. Can't take everything at face value. And, yeah, check your sources. It's very important. But overall, I think that, like I said, my whole point of this all is stay focused. Don't let them distract you anymore. And we are more powerful together than they are. And I don't know who they are. The people that control the world, that treat the rest of us like puppets, I don't know what it is, honestly. And it's starting to feel like an energy that's a little bigger than I've expected before. But there is people or energies or entities that I don't think it's malicious. I don't think it's to be evil. I just feel like that it's the complete opposite of whatever love is. And everything always comes back to love. But in our reality as humans, it has a very heavy effect on us. And so whatever it is, it's hateful and it's mean and it's nasty, and we can't beat it. We can't beat it. We have to beat it with love. You can't feed it hate, you can't feed it negativity. You have to feed it love and light, because that is the only thing that can defeat darkness. Regardless of how you flip it, reverse it, throw it back, it always has to come back to love. And that's the only way you can beat anything. So, when we're out there protesting, when we are out there, giving speeches and writing poems, we can't say things like, I can't breathe. We can't say things like, no justice, no peace, because we are speaking those things into existence. And they know that. Those are the things that they want us to say. That's why they throw them on t-shirts, because they want it to say, I can't breathe. And the more you speak that, the more that becomes true. But we can breathe. My mom she has a mask now that says breathe. And she did that before I gave her the speech. I didn't give her the speech, but I shared this idea. But yeah, and she had, that's powering. That's light. That's energy. We're giving the energy back, that we're taking it back, the energy that they think they took. Because ultimately that's what they want. They want power. And we can't feed them power. We'll give them love. So thank you guys for watching this. Please make sure to subscribe to get more videos from me. Follow me at Instagram and Facebook at Mr_Soul Sister. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.